I'm back. Bull or bear? I'm using the 5-ounce US 25-cent piece silver commemorative. Man, that's a loud one tonight. I'm sorry, I'm pushing that one down. So, sounds like I said, a manhole cover, doesn't it? Comes up a bull. Good evening, folks. What's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. I'm back from my vacation here. I was actually up in I don't like to really talk about where I go before I go when I'm there. And as you know, for security reasons, nor should any of you. You should never discuss vacations and your plans or anything specific online. Security tip number 1 from Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. Well, it's summertime, man. Beautiful up in the northern Georgia mountains where I was. I had the opportunity to be right near a beautiful little creek. I caught my first rainbow trout ever. It wasn't that big. I'm used to, in fact, the hook that I used to catch it was smaller than what I use to catch bait fish here. So, but you know what? They are tasty little fish, and I'd like to thank the state of Georgia. I got my fishing license there as well to do that, to catch a 10-inch rainbow trout out of a creek. But it was fun. It was fun, I got to admit. Meanwhile, it was probably about 3 times, or about twice as big as one of these bait fish here that we use for bait here, called pilchards. We're back in summertime. If you take a look here, the water's super clear. Temperatures are up near the 90 here in South Florida. Of course, you folks that have been down here a long time, you're used to this. You're dressed very, light clothing, light shirts, light pants, flip-flops for most of you Floridians out there. So, ooh, they're being chased by something, a little predator action going on there. Let me kind of reduce the screen here and see what's going on and get into spot prices. Quick video tonight. Boy, this is a quote. Here, let me turn off that fake bubbling noise that they put on this video. It's a real video, but the obviously. But the noise, you hear that? Ready? Took me a while to figure out that they just add that, just like they do with their beach videos. They add the background surf noise to it. It's not for real. But let me turn that off. I'm going to just click that off for now. And my quote of the day is, in the end, we only regret my Elmer Fudd voice, we only regret the vacations we didn't take. And folks, that's absolutely true. With the passing of my father last year and the passing of people that I've known over the years anyway, you learn as you get older, and many of you have as well. Many of you folks that are my age, older, and even younger, unfortunately, have learned that life is pretty short, man. And it takes a few people close to you to go away. And for me personally, with my father this year, it was more than that, though. Honestly, it's been a building thing. But my father's death was a big thing for me, realizing that in the end, like you said, the only regrets we have are the vacations we didn't take. So get out there, have fun, folks. You can't die with your money. Make sure that the last check you write bounces to the undertaker. Don't worry about the kids. They'll take care of themselves if they haven't figured it already. Screw them. That's just my opinion. But that's coming from a guy that has no kids either. So maybe not a good advice. But let's take a look at spot prices here. We're still in that below $2,000 mark. Obviously we know they monkey hammered it last week. Silver sub 24, but not to the extent that I kind of expected. But things are not over. Never underestimate these crooks in the Crimex derivatives silver market called the CME Group silver, where all this crooked behavior happens. And I expect opportunity to buy primarily. Platinum still quite strong, staying up in that mid $1,000 range, $1,050 to $1,100. Excuse me, let me take a quick sip here. My voice is a little dry, always is. In the end of the day, I talk too much. That's what they say. All right. Except my girlfriend, she says, you don't talk to me enough. That's not true. Okay, 1972.61 gold, 23.65 silver, platinum 10.69. All these bargain basement prices. Premiums aren't that bad either. I'm going to talk about premiums here shortly. We're going to keep this video fairly short. So I think there's a good buying opportunity that exists right now. There seems to be product available out there. I'm talking to the major wholesalers out there as well as other dealers. And they're all telling me the same thing. Last 2 weeks, things kind of have slowed down both in gold and silver buying and selling. So again, when things slow down on the selling side, it means that product is available. Prices are going down a little bit. You know, and my opinion is, I've seen in the past 40 years, is that when prices of silver and gold start to go down, people do back off on their buying. You're not sure where the bottom is. The general public and a lot of buyers out there are trying to figure out where the bottom is. It's going, and we don't know. The only people that know are the crooks and the commercial bank crooks that run these markets down using their crooked commercial short positions. And actually now, right, we're going to talk about this for a brief moment. Ted Butler talks about a first time that has happened in a long time, I think, or if at all, is a large managed money short position that's kind of stepped into the ring, and potentially a big commercial short that stepped out of the big, for the big four that he talks about. You know, if you've been following my videos for some time, you know what the big four are, and if you read Ted Butler's stuff, you knew it before I did. So again, bargain basement prices right here, sub 2,000, sub $50 an ounce silver, and sub $2,000 platinum. I still believe that platinum, there is a big issue with platinum out there. The only reason it's still cheap, same thing with silver. These two markets are so freaking rigged, it's not even funny. But even gold is to the short term. But remember, you know, there's no shortages of gold out there. There's plenty of gold available. You know, I talked about that in my last video. There's no shortage of gold. Gold is readily, when you order gold, you can generally get it fairly quick. The only issue is with some sovereign products like Eagles, where they've laid off on production, and some of the, you know, Canadians maybe once in a while, some of the other products where they're not producing enough of it. But generally speaking, gold is available at reasonable, especially if you look at the 1 ounce, you know, 1 ounce gold bars. They've been the same price for the last 5 years, 6 years. Hold on, let me think here. last 4 years minimum. Spot plus $70 thereabouts. At least the last 3 years, they've been around spot plus $70 for gold bars, and readily available. There's been no shortages of them. A few times when there's been little delays in delivery, but gold is not short. There's no shortage of gold out there. Where the shortages are really happening in silver and platinum, if we really had a lot of buyers to know that. But I think platinum, I think if there's any serious, not even serious, I think if there's any even a minor amount of movement into physical platinum, where people start buying physical platinum, I think you're going to see premiums just go crazy. I think you're going to see even the prices of platinum to go up somewhat higher. I believe the platinum market is even more manipulated and more screwed than the silver market, but we've talked about that a few times as well. Let me get into some other markets. I don't talk about palladium because I don't understand it. We don't sell hardly any of it. And we don't sell a lot of platinum compared to gold and silver. Palladium is even, forget about it. Why talk about something you hardly sell and hardly many people own? And I know I'm going to hear from some palladium people, I own it, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying is it's not a big investment. You know, people that invest, stackers, so to speak, that stack gold and silver, they don't stack a lot of palladium, so to speak. There's a few people that out there do. All right, what's going on in the criminal crime X markets and the overnight markets? Same old shit, different day, except the spike is upward. Remember, folks, the spike, you know, the markets, whether they're spiked upward or spiked downward, are a result of pure manipulation and pure bullshit in the criminal crime X markets of the CME group, in my opinion, and the people opinion that are smarter than me, also in the LBMA, and I'm sure in other exchanges as well. I can't speak about the Asian exchanges, but I'm sure they're all crooked to some degree, okay? But no less, the spike is upward, so I'm telling you, you don't see this kind of stuff unless you see markets that are just being extremely effed with, all right? That's a fact. And you know what's funny too? Why are gold and silver so interconnected at the hip? Take a look at that chart right there. You'd think you were looking at the same chart. Ready? Silver, gold. Two different metals, two different totally dynamics. Silver, especially with its, I believe personally that there is less physical silver, remember, available physical silver out there, above ground, available physical silver than there is gold. I believe that if someone needed to go out there and buy tons and tons of silver, they could probably buy tons of gold much easier and quicker than they could buy tons of physical silver. When I say tons, I mean I don't know how many multiple tons it would take to deplete the market, but I think that the silver market would get depleted quicker than the gold market, quite personally, how screwed up and how manipulated that market is. But I digress again. Take a look at these two markets here, silver and gold, hand in hand. What does this tell you? it just, I mean, there's no reason that these markets should be entirely interconnected in any way either. Considering, excuse me, that silver markets are entirely, or not entirely, just investment driven, as far as ETFs and physical demand, but also in the industry demand. Silver is much more demanded. So the idea, and just looking at these charts, folks, that these things work. The silver and gold charts work in tandem together. Silver, gold. It's just ludicrous. It just shows you that these markets are so effing played with. It's not even funny. But again, if they're gonna play with the market, if you're gonna buy a product, I don't care whether it's a food product, whether it's gasoline, I don't care if it's homes or whatever it is. What is best for the consumer when a market is rigged to the upside or the downside? Well, we know, to the downside. And this market is mostly rigged to the downside, again, because of the flush cycle of the buying and selling on the crooked criminal CME group markets by the big commercials. But again, I'm just so tired of talking about that. Let's just back it up with some facts here. This is interesting. The BBC, I'm going to take a quick sip here. Give me one sec. Easier to do these videos in the morning. My throat is not as dried out. Talking to customers all day as well, too. Customers, friends, BBC interest rates, rigging interest evidence was covered up by banks in 2008. I don't think that's a big stretch. I mean, not even a stretch. It's actually a fact now. We found out that interest rate rigging evidence was covered up by the banks in 2008, and who primarily? UK and US regulators were told of a state-led drive to rig interest rates in 2008 financial crisis, but covered up evidence indicates which would fall to our Fed and our Treasury Department. Doesn't surprise me at all, folks. These entities, these bureaucracies are just pure crooked to so many degrees. And listen, if they can rig interest rates, all right, think about this. Interest rates, the thing which this trillions and trillions and trillions, quadrillions worth of dollars operate on, interest rates, all right, are rigged. You hear that? Parentheses, A-R-E, space R-I-G-G-E-D. Anyways, rigged. So why would it be any long stretch in any way, shape, or manner to say that gold and silver markets are so screwed and so rigged that, especially when you know that interest rates are rigged, all right? I've talked about this in my videos for years, folks. Everything around you is rigged. I mean, from day one, you're lied to. It's our, what I learned at a certain age is that it's our responsibility to go out and find out the truth. You can't rely on what your mom told you, what your dad told you. Hey, listen, love my parents, same as you all do, but you still have to fact check stuff to make sure that you're not living someone else's narrative, someone else's lie. This includes financial stuff as well. We're lied to in a financial and a political way in so many different ways. But again, I digress. India to withdraw 2,000 rupee notes from circulation, doing the same thing that we did with $500 and $1,000 notes, supposedly to get rid of black marketeering. That's why we get rid of thousands and 500s. Maybe I'll do a video about that. I keep threatening to do videos about paper money and precious, rare coins, which I know very well, more than most. Again, I'm bragging right there. Except for Fed, central banks prepare for gold revaluation, McGuire says. Gold revaluation. Well, gold revaluation, when you look at that, it doesn't mean that they're going to take the price of gold and make it from 2,000 to 10,000. Now, that doesn't mean that couldn't happen. What they're talking about is the United States could reevaluate its gold supply, its gold hoard. Officially now, what is it, $42 an ounce or something like that? Forgive me if I'm wrong. I should know this, but if the United States reevaluates its gold that we supposedly own in Fort Knox. Maybe that's why we're not doing it, because we don't own it. But and what the Fed put up, that would give us not a surplus, but it would give us a lot of money to work with. I digress. Again, another thing we've talked about in videos at least several times, a half a dozen times or more. Good website here, which is gata.org. Again, I promise to make it a quick video tonight. If you're new to my videos, make sure you bookmark this site, gata.org. If you're a gold or silver stacker in the physical sense, you need to have this website up and understand what happens in these markets and how it happens. All right, folks, I'm going to just say it. I've been thinking about doing some political videos out there, and if you're still with me in my video here, and you think that maybe I should go into the political arena, I'm going to do it on a separate forum. I've been asked to do it on a separate forum, and keep it away from the business forum. But no less, I might do a political forum because politics really fall into what we do here as well, and taxes fall into what we're doing here. You know, as your income and as inflation and taxes eat up your money and eat up your savings, you know, gold and silver is a good place to be. So, you know, why do we talk about taxes? Why do we talk about politics? Why would we talk about stuff like this? Because it all plays into why you hold gold and silver and platinum. You know what, I got to tell you, this person, I don't want to bring specific stuff up, but I'm a big fan of this particular person right here. He talked about the pipeline that had issues here. I don't want to get specific about this because I want my videos to be dispersed out there. But again, another reason I'm thinking about doing more politicized videos per se. But interesting stuff he has to say. You can read this for free on Zero Hedge at just type in Zero Hedge, and you can read it for free there. Good stuff here. What is all again? This all has to do, this all has an effect on your money. It all has an effect on your life. And your life really revolves around the money that you have to buy food, the money you have to survive. All right, I hate to say it, but really, our survival depends on money. And if they cheapen your money, if they try to take your money away, if you wake up one day and find that that particular fund, that 401k, that pension fund, or your Social Security is no longer there. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. It may never happen. But if it's there, the one thing that you can depend on is gold, silver, and platinum, folks. I don't even want to get into this type of divisive bullshit. This just keeps your mind off what the real problems are, is that the crooks are in your back pocket, including these crooks here as well. And, okay. Well, I'm going to get out of here right now because I did say that I wanted to maybe get into a political videos as well. I'll do it on another channel. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you'd actually subscribe to those videos and watch them. All right, I'm going to get into best deals right now. Fastest thing to do and the safest thing for me to do for my videos to get some views here would be to stick with this particular subject. And 100-ounce silver bars, folks, are still the best deal out there overall. I'll keep turning the sheet over and over. Rami, if you're out there listening, cheers, heads up to you. And yeah, you're right. Spot plus $3. You should be paying no more than spot plus $3 for 100-ounce bars out there. That's it. That's about it. One sec. That's the average price about what we sell them for, give or take, here at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. And as you know, we will beat APMEX, SD, and J and Bullion. They're the 800-pound gorillas out there when it comes to selling precious metals. Yeah, there's smaller guys out there, but if you find a good smaller guy that delivers, hey, stick with them. Meanwhile, I'll beat the big 800-pound gorillas that are reliable. Why did I bring up APMEX, SD, and J and Bullion? Why did I bring up their name? Here's my advertising, folks. It's because if you want to be local and you want to be a brick and mortar store and you want to be competitive, you gotta be competitive, and you gotta go out there and beat the online people. And if you're gonna beat the online people, who do you want to beat? You want to beat the big Walmarts out there. You want to beat the Lowe's. You want to beat the big guys out there because they're able to buy and sell in power. Yeah, there's some guys out there that have smaller sites that can go out there and work under the spreads and stuff. But real power. And the one thing about APMEX, SD, and JM is that when you order from you're going to get the stuff. So there's same thing when you go to Walmart. You're going to get the stuff. Well, that's who I want to beat. That's who I want to perform against, and that's why I advertise to beat those guys right there and the locals as well. But here, I digress. That was my advertising. I've given it to you. Spot plus $3. Don't pay more than that on 100-ounce bars. 1-ounce rounds seem to be available out there. There was a tightness for a little bit, but it seems to freed up. But I got to admit, I have a wonderful wholesaler, actually a couple wholesalers that I deal with, but the primary wholesaler that I deal with is superb and always is active out there trying to find new product. And again, spot plus $3.75. You shouldn't be paying more than that on 1-ounce rounds right now. 10-ounce kilo, 10-ounce bars and stuff like that seem to be a little tough. I don't know why. 10-ounce bars is just tough. I think that the reason is mostly small mints, or the big or the generic mints out there are producing more 1-ouncers. Why? Because they can make a little bit more producing 1 ounces, and there's a bigger demand for 1 ounces. So why tie up the machinery making 10 ounces? That's why I suspect that 10 ounces are a little tougher to get. So stick with 1 ounces for now. Kilo is still a great deal at Hell's Bells. Man, they're cheaper than 100-ounce bars. Spot plus $2.75. Don't pay more than that. Again, 100-ounce bar, spot plus $3. So kilo bars, basically 25 cents an ounce cheaper than 100-ounce bars, folks. So sorry, let me give you some different things to look at. Kilo bars, cheaper than 100-ounce bars. The best deals out there if you're going to buy, ELO hundreds. Kilo. Let's type in kilo. Well, if you want to know what an ELO 100 looks like, there it is. Kilo 100-ounce bars. In silver and I guess gold, never buy large gold bars unless you're a billionaire and you have a specific deal working where you can buy them already sealed up. And that means kilos and 10-ounce bars too. Unless you're a multi-millionaire buying tons and tons of, not tons of gold, but lots of gold, so it got gold, not silver. Stay away from 100-ounce gold bars, period, and kilo gold bars. Stick with, and 10s too. Stick with 1s. And again, I've explained that in my videos many times over and over and over. 100-ounce kilo silver bars, again, 25 cents an ounce cheaper. Surprises me. Silver maple leafs, just stupid money. Stay the hell away from silver maples, folks. My freaking, look at the prices on those. 90%, stupid levels still. Stay away from 90. In fact, trade your 90, trade your silver eagles, and buy yourself 100-ounce and kilo bars. You put more silver in your pocket, or at least trade ounce for ounce and end up with extra dollars in your pocket, all right? There's a deal I've told you about many times. If you're interested, call me at Commercial Wear Coins if you live in South Florida. If you don't live in South Florida, see if you can make that deal with your local dealer if you can't deal with us. And by the way, we do deal with people that don't live in the state of Florida. If you're buying more than 50 ounces of gold, more than 1,500 ounces of silver, and you don't live locally, you can order from us over the phone, okay? So give us a call. Other good deals out there when it comes to silver is basically nothing. Bars are the best deal. 90% is too much. Silver eagles are too much. And Noah's Arks, Britannias, Krugerrands, Philharmonics, all of them a little tough to get and up in that $4.50, $5 range as well. So, but if you're looking for a good deal, come and see me at Commercial Wear Coins. When it comes to gold, stick with gold bars. They're still spot plus $70, folks. Don't pay more than that. Again, if you're looking for larger quantities, I'll beat most guys' prices. Not most guys. I'll beat the locals, and I'll beat the Atmex, SD, and JM, the big 800-pound Walmart gorillas. Respectable. I love those guys too. I say that with respect. Trust me. And hey, that's it. That's product prices for the day. Hold on. Gold Eagles. I did notice that. I still got a good price on Gold Eagles, folks, if you want to buy them from me. But you can buy gold bars cheaper. But I was looking, and it looks like SD, JM, and Atmex, their prices are getting up into that 135, 140 over range, unless it's fallen since then. But again, if you're looking to buy Gold Eagles, gold bars, check with me. If you live in South Florida, and you can visit our brick and mortar store here at Commercial Wear Coins and Precious Metals, 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. You can buy anywhere from $1 worth to millions of dollars worth of gold, silver, and platinum. If you don't live in South Florida and you can't come personally visit us, and you're looking for larger quantities, over 50 ounces of gold, more than 1,500 ounces of silver, give us a call. We can hook you up through traditional forms of wires and secure forms of shipping. All right. Let me move into last week's video when I was on vacation, monkey hammered by the Crooks. I love that cup, the Cub Scouts cup. In fact, part of my video was talking about, growing up and being, ethics and morals and being an important part of a person's life, all right? So Cub Scouts had a lot to do with the price of gold, silver, and platinum. Not the price, but the price is crooked, but it had a lot to do with gold, silver, and platinum. So, don't think that don't think these things are off topic. They're not. I always try to tie everything into what we're doing here. Sort by, man, my throat's dry. Give me a second here. Let me do another quick sip, or if I could. Oh my gosh, let me see here. Give me 1 second. Yes, sir. Cheap Laugh Kennedy. Crooks again. Rubber Toast is almost the first one. Yes, you were, sir. Thumbs up to you. I'm giving everyone thumbs up here. Wait, if I didn't, here you go. Here's a thumbs up. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that. B says 1/10 ounce silver is expensive. Yeah. Trade coin, there's no coins you're going to be trading for food. All right, there's not. You'll be eating your neighbor before you'll be trading silver and gold for coins. Trust me, or they'll be eating you. All right, or you'll be. It's just not going to get that bad. It's not going to get Mad Max. I don't believe that. I really don't, unless we have some kind of comet hit the Earth. I don't believe there will be a man-made disaster that we'll have to worry about trade coins and eating our neighbors. All right, if there is. 22 ammunition, probably. I want to get a quick, fast, easy. Hey, neighbor. That's a bad joke. I'm sorry. But, bad end of the world joke. Hot-headed Joel, haha, says Crime Exchange. Yeah. Well, yes and no. They won't be able to control prices because they have lost control of prices a few times. We've already seen it 3 times in silver. They've held it down since then. In gold, it keeps hitting all-time highs. And the fact is that I believe gold is substantially monkey-hammered. I believe it's also got a big lead weight sitting on top of it called government and central banks and et cetera. But it's still, at some point, the dog wags the tail, not vice versa. And the dog is the physical market. The tail is the bullshit derivative markets. All right. Anyway, I digress. I just get tired of talking about these crooks. Celeste, what's up? I did love that spot. Waterfall was beautiful. I went to quite a few waterfalls actually. Spent a lot of time in Georgia. Northern Georgia has some beautiful waterfalls. Highly recommend anyone that's not been there travel there. Christopher McCormick says silver has become sucker's bet for most. Getting excited about a $2 rise. It's not a sucker. Relax, Chris. I'm going to give you a thumbs up anyway because I know you're speaking from your heart, but it's not. It's not. Trust me. It just hasn't had its day yet. At some time, that market's going to get so completely freaking crooked, broken, that it's just, you're going to wake up. You're going to have your OS moment, your old crap moment with silver. Believe me. Meanwhile, hold faith with it. But if you don't, it's cool, man. I get it. It's frustrating. Crooked markets are always frustrating. A crooked life is always frustrating. My guess is Blue Ridge. Woohoo! Menza hit it on the spot. Man, I tell you, if you come to my store, and you say that you said I was in Blue Ridge and enjoyed a couple of you may have said I was in Blue Ridge, and here you go. But anyway, I'll figure something to do nice for you. I'll give you a little extra bonus or something there. But anyway, thanks, Menza 1950. Appreciate that. You were dead on. I was in the Blue Ridge area in Georgia. John Davis says in Britain we have a great heavy equipment. In fact, JCP who have put the weight behind hydrogen. I think hydrogen is the future. I think you're 100% right about that. In fact, I was just talking to a friend recently about that. I think hydrogen is the way to go. But you know what's interesting too is batteries. We can't discount batteries. I've been reading about sodium batteries powered by sodium, which is far cheaper and almost as light as lithium and easier to obtain, obviously, and holds cooler temperatures. Well, anyways, sodium batteries may be a future as well, but I'm a big fan, big fan of 2 things. Solar, which I don't think is adequate because you got to have some place to store it. It'll never be that great. And hydrogen, which is, man, planetary-wise, it's everywhere. Stephen W. says, this is a psyop to perpetuate the serrated stability. Yeah, can't argue with that. Warp reality, fake silver, and waking up one day have lost everyone, all crashes down. Man, dead on right. Thanks, Stephen. Christina, I'll see you at Lakeland, hopefully, coming up in June here. And they go up by $3. Yep, proceed to check on them. They go. Mark Robbins, again, hope to see you at Lakeland show. I'm going to talk about Lakeland in a moment as well. Mark Robbins, the scout taught you self-reliance and being of values to others. Mark Robbins must be a scout himself. Cheers to you, my friend. And I got to find a way to pass this along to a younger generation. Scouts was very important in my life. Actually, I went to look and see what it took to be a scout later. Holy crap. And I'm not even quite sure they've become woke themselves, but again, that's a different subject. And I'll talk about it in a political conversation if you want me guys to open a political channel. And you might be surprised by my answers on this stuff. Alaska Gold Bear. Hey man, that's my icon. Dig it. That's exactly how I feel. And same back to you, sir. Chris Paul, Crooks, please name them all. All you YouTubers are too afraid to say the word. What do you mean crooks? Who are the big 4 commercial short positions more than likely in the COMEX markets? I believe City is one of them. I gotta be honest with you, I'm a bit ignorant, but the information's out there. I should look and name them myself, but the information's out there, Chris. They're not ashamed of having their name out there. They're not ashamed of the crooked shit they do. All right. Oh, I said the S word. I looked that up. Interesting. Thank you for the information. Joe McDonald says Hell's Angels prospect would be the opposite of a Cub Scout. Interesting. You know, Joe, it's funny too. I remember I grew up not too far away from. I have relatives, a family that live in the New England area, in Salem, Lynn, up in that area as well. And Lynn had a big population of Hell's Angels. I remember as a teenager, I went to a Ray Charles concert at Manning Bowl Stadium, I think, in Lynn, Massachusetts. My cousin and I went there, and we were probably like 13, 14, 15 at the time, got dropped off by my uncle, and it was all Hell's Angels watching Ray Charles at his last concert with the Rayettes. But now I'm getting into personal stuff. I shouldn't. But thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. Stop the madness, as I read somewhere that Toys to stop producing EV and to focus on hydrogen. Yes, hydrogen. I agree 100%. Stop the madness. Awakening the truth. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I like the fact that you folks are listening. Hey, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. There's a little bell up here somewhere in your channel, too. If you hit that, it'll let you know when my new videos pop up. And again, I've been on vacation for a little while. I've been a little lax doing videos, but I'll try to pop them out as much as possible, folks. Oh, videos is like a second job to some degree. It's a job that I love, trust me, but when I'm running the store, running 2 stores actually, and now coin shows and another business, it's, man, I'm somewhat overworked, but after this vacation, I feel somewhat refreshed. Hey, listen, if you want to ask me questions besides here in the comment section on YouTube, you can catch me here at Twitter, at Brian Kuzmar, at Brian Kuzmar. That's my personal Twitter channel. You can ask me questions. And again, don't have a lot of subscribers out there. It's easy for me to answer. And again, the question that I ask all the time, if you want to pause this, if you want to spam the CME group, and if you want to spam, not spam, but in the legal way, the CFTC, and let them know, hey, listen, we know the silver market's rigged. Ask them these 5 questions. Cut and paste in this, or make a screenshot or whatever. Do your own thing. But here's the crookedness and the question I asked the CFTC, and it's posted to my Twitter page as well. And you can also catch me on Rumble. Rumble, one of my favorite free speech platforms out there. You can catch me there as well. And that's it, folks. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. If you're looking to buy anywhere from $1 worth to millions of dollars worth of gold, silver, and platinum, we're a small but humble and powerful place. Been around a long time. Do big deals as well and small deals. We treat all you guys the same. Again, $1 worth and millions of dollars worth, man. Well, do we treat you all the same? Yeah, we do. But do you get a better price if you're buying more? Yeah, you do. So that's true as well. But, quantity always gets you more. It's just a sad fact of life, and it's part of capitalism. But again, catch us at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals between 10 and 4 Mondays through Fridays. If you're looking to buy more than 1,500 ounces of silver, more than 50 ounces of gold, and you live outside the state of Florida, you can't visit us, give us a call if you can't find a good local dealer to supply you. And again, always recommend you find a good local dealer. That's been my theme for a long time, and I'm sticking with it, folks. Hey, don't forget, Lakeland Collectorama show is coming up here. And where is Lakeland? Hang on. The Collectorama show coming up in June. This is a really cool show here in Florida. Make sure that you put it on your schedule, June 22nd to the 24th. Got gold, silver, precious metals, platinum, rare coin dealers, and all that stuff. You can get your free tickets here. If you're a dealer, you want to sign up and get a table. Whether you're collectibles, listen, if you're a gold and silver stacker listening to my videos and you buy and sell coins or anything as well, collectibles and other things, even old guns, not new stuff, but old stuff where you don't need an FFL, you can get a table at our show here. Just go to the dealer page here. Get your free tickets here if you just want to visit with the family, but make sure you mark it off on your schedule. And again, thanks, folks, for listening. I'm back. And, there's Ted Butler's page I just popped on. Have a great evening. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.